Today we're going to discuss 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my action figure collecting journey. All right, man, we're back at it again today, man. Again, been out of commission the last few days. Felt like I got ran over, man. Felt like I got ran over by multiple vehicles at the same time. You saw the Brad Pitt clip. If you watched the news the other day, I got ran over 6 times. But today we're getting into 5 things I wish I knew before I started action figure collecting. As you can see, I must just be some sort of ridiculous expert because of all of these figures that I'm surrounded by. But don't worry about that. We're going to get into everything, man. Let's buckle it up and let's get into these 5 things and just talk about them. And you can chime in down in the comment section below if I don't touch on something, or maybe you have your own things you'd like to add. But anyways, let's get into the top 5. So number 1 is going to be clear vision. Clear vision. I wish I knew clear vision. And what does that mean? It means you need to have a clear goal or visual for your collection before you even start. Let's say you're scrolling through the socials, you're doing whatever. You see something that makes you think, I'd like to own that. You see me post something. You see a review of mine. You see something across social media of any kind. Maybe you're even watching WrestleMania or a Marvel movie or something, and you say, man, I'd like to have that Spider-Man in action figure form. Okay? You want that specific Spider-Man, you want a Spider-Man, you want this Spider-Man, you want that Spider-Man. You need to know exactly which Spider-Man, and then you need to decide right then and there, is this going to be it, or am I going to add villains to this? Where am I ending? Where am I starting? All those different things. You need to have that set out, because if you do not have that set out, you're going to want to add to it, man. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. I don't personally know anybody. I'm sure that there are people out there that have one figure or one pop or one this or that that's a gift or whatever. I think that's a little different, but I'm saying if you search out a figure to purchase with your own money, you're more than likely, I bet there's statistics on this where if you go out and buy a certain thing, I bet that 50% increase on you making a second purchase or something like that. I guarantee that stat exists. I'm just saying, man, if I'm only going to collect ruthless aggression, I better have that rule. I better have that rule and set a boundary for yourself, man. Set a boundary for yourself. I'm just telling you, I think that it will help you in the long run. It'll save you money. It'll save you money. It'll save you time. It's just a lot better, man. Save yourselves the headaches. Save yourselves the selling later, the FOMO, all that stuff can go away. You're like, I'm not going to have FOMO because I don't need that figure. It's not from the ruthless aggression era. I don't need that Spider-Man. I didn't like that movie. I didn't this, I didn't that. You don't need it, so why have it? Have the boundary for your collection. Have a clear vision. The second thing that I wish I knew before I started action figure collecting is retail roulette, man. Retail roulette. This is something we've talked about before, and I think I coined this term. I'm not entirely sure, but I wish I had known about it and not discovered it, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So basically, this is what retail roulette is. Retail roulette, let's say I have my boundary. I have my boundary for a figure or whatever. Let's just say it's Attitude Era. Just say it's an Attitude Era. That's my boundary. That's my vision. I want Attitude Era figures only. Okay, I start there. They put out a new pre-order for a new Stone Cold Steve Austin. This figure's going up for pre-order. Bam, there it is. This is where you can get it. Ringside Collectibles. All right. Retail Roulette says, now I have to decide, am I going to pre-order this Stone Cold Steve Austin right now? Or am I going to play Retail Roulette and go find it in the wild at retail stores? I can lock in my pre-order right now. I can lock down the figure today and make sure that it's coming. I will have to pay a higher price. I will get it faster, and I don't have to play retail roulette. Because if I don't pre-order it and I think, I'll just find it at the store, then you're playing retail roulette. You are taking the chance of not finding it at retail, not pre-ordering it, and then potentially having to pay aftermarket prices. Which adds to this point, without help in the community, if you don't have good buddies that are helping you find figures out there, if you do not have a community of people or any guys you know or any buddies that are local or anything like that helping you find figures, or not an active community of some sort, you will pay above retail price. You will pay above retail price. It's just the way that it is, man. Everybody's mom and aunt out there nowadays is trying to score an extra $2 off of that new John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Without community help, you will, in fact, pay above retail prices. Because if you lock in your pre-order, that comes with a higher price point, and that's just the reality of the situation. And if you don't lock in that pre-order, it's going to go for more on the aftermarket. Just the way that it is. Just the way that it is. Now, there are some instances where if you wait a very, very long time, you find it loose. It's been a few years. Nobody wants that specific figure anymore. Maybe you can find it for less. I'm just telling you the way that it goes. The third thing that I wish that I knew is going to be the journey, okay? The journey. The journey is better than the final result. The journey is where the fun is, not the end result. What do I mean by that? It goes into everything in life. I think this goes into everything in life, and I don't want to get too deep on you, Brad, but this is something that carries over into anything in life. Delayed gratification. You know, everybody talks about the process, right? The process. Nick Saban talks about the process. This is something I talk about with players. It's all about the process. The things you do day in, day out. It's the way, it's the climb up the mountain. It's not the mountaintop. If you're results based, you will not be nearly as accomplished. You're not going to be as joyful. Focusing too much on the results itself is going to lead to dissatisfaction. It's going to lead to impatience. It's just a rule of life, man. It's a rule of life. I don't care what you say. I wish that I had really carried that mindset over. I try to carry that mindset daily in my entire life, but I really wish I had focused that more into the action figure collecting. And you don't really even think about that until you realize, like, okay, everything kind of comes full circle when you truly think about it, man. And I heard it best said like this, you know, people look at my collection, and I want to give a huge shout out to my man Cleva's Multiverse on YouTube, because he said this quote and I was like, oh my God, that's mind blowing, bro. He said that people look at his collection and they say, you know, oh man, you got this, and look at this, look what you have here, and look at that. Oh, you have that, you have that. And he said, you know, he immediately thinks to himself, oh man, but I'm missing this and this and this and this and this. So everybody looks at my collection and they think, oh, look at that, you have this and you have that. And then I look at my collection and say, well, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. So I don't even look at what I do have. I look at my collection and see what I'm missing, not what I have. And I think that's a really good thing to burn into your mind, that, you know, it's part of the whole entire journey of your collecting and everything like that, and having a vision. It all wraps up into one right there. So I thought that was brilliant. Number 4, chaos management. Chaos management, that could be a lot of different things, but I'm just going to give you an example. This is a good example, man. The boxes, right? Not every single one, okay? I know you can buy loose figures, okay? And I've bought loose figures my entire collecting journey. I think my WWE Mattel collecting journey started buying loose figures, maybe. I can't remember off the top of the dome. But when I got really big, hardcore into collecting WWE Mattel action figures themselves, not just any action figure collecting, but WWE Mattel, I did buy loose and stuff like that. But just, man, okay. When you go into a retail store, what do these figures usually come in? They come in a box, okay? If you're going to not keep it mint on card, if you're going to open it up, if it's not going to be like this John Cena here, and you're going to open that figure up and pull it out and put it on a shelf in some way, you need to have a plan for that box, okay? And I would suggest, this is just me, I've done this multiple times over the years. I've thought, oh, I'm going to use this box later, and I've stowed it away. I have, in my lifetime, even since I started the channel, there was a point, at one point, I had 100 boxes saved up that sat there for, what, a year maybe, or something like that, man, that I never did anything with. And then one day, I just got sick of it, man. I said, I'm so sick of these boxes. They take up room. I'm not using them for anything. Now, I have used the boxes for something, and unless you have some creative project you're working on in some way or something, and I know creatives do this because I do this a lot. I think in my head, oh, I'm going to use that, and you throw it in a pile. You know what I'm saying? I know you have something in your garage right now that you think you'll use one day, and you just haven't, and you're like, I'm waiting on that one scenario, though, where I need it. That's kind of where the boxes come in, man, but I'm just saying the last year, 2.5 years, something like that, I've thrown away all of my extra boxes. Like 95% of the boxes that I have gotten from buying new figures, I have thrown them away. And my God, do I sleep better at night, man. I'm just telling you, it's better in my opinion. Now, again, I have used the extra boxes to make a stage for a show one time, and different specific scenarios, help prop up a display. I think that can come in handy, but if you don't have an immediate idea for that, do not save it, man. Like, what, can I use this for? No, just chunk it. It's like that damn new iPhone box that you have in a drawer. I know, I see you. I know you have a new phone box in somewhere in your house. Throw it away. You don't need it. Just throw it away. I know that it opens and closes seamlessly. It's nice. It's terrific. Get rid of it. Get it out. And my final point, man, that I wish that I knew before starting action figure collecting is, do not, for any reason at all, do not buy everything. Do not be convinced to buy everything. Do not be jealous of others' collections. Do not look at somebody's collection and think you're less than. Do not look at somebody's collection and say, oh man, I wish I had that, or something like that. Don't do those things. None of those things are going to help you. All of those things are lies from the enemy. Don't do that crap. Do not do that stuff. This is all stuff, okay? This has no impending power over me as a human being, okay? I think that obviously people holding on to certain things can obviously influence themselves or something like that, but in terms of, do not feel like, oh my God, MDT has all those Hulk Hogans, I gotta have all those Hulk Hogans, or whatever the case is. I think that my collection is in a very unique scenario, and I've talked about this before. If I did not have a YouTube channel or something that revolved around this, my collection would be significantly different, I think. And I would hope so, because I would not need all the figures that I do. And even though I do have this channel and stuff like that, I still think my collection is a bit over the top. I think that I do have too much stuff. I think that there's no need to have certain things. I think that I have bitten off more than I could chew at times and haven't gone back to fix it and stuff like that. I think that's completely true. And I don't like really sometimes I get overwhelmed by my own collection. I think that, and even right now, I mean, it's an absolute mess in here, dude. Do you see the review station over here? I know you've seen it. You shouldn't buy everything. You don't need everything. You don't even need half of the things. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need a fourth of the things. You actually don't need any of it. The fact that you have disposable income in order to buy these things, and if you don't have disposable income to buy these things, don't buy them. If you're able in this economy to buy one figure, that's a blessing. I mean, it's blessings to be able to buy food, period. But take it from me, you don't need any of this stuff. Do not feel forced to buy everything or anything. But that's all I got for you, man. I hope you guys did enjoy a little bit of a different video, but I felt kind of inclined to make this video today. But I hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts down below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know down in the comment section below all of the different stuff, man. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up for me, man. Thank you guys so very much for the support and for all the kind comments on the sickness post yesterday, man. It really meant a lot to me to see all the kind words and everything like that. You guys are truly amazing. I'm still in the middle of trying to reply to everybody, so I greatly appreciate that, man. But huge shout out to the Patreon members, man. Thank you guys so very much for your support. You guys are just insane. I just appreciate you so very much for your support. Thank you guys so very much for what you do. But that is going to wrap it up for me, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave me your things down in the comment section, man. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Maybe you can leave some more tips and tricks down in the comment section below for people, man. But I'm getting the hell out of here. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.
And you can't tell me about my life and all my highs and lows. Want me to change, but I can't change. It's the way I roll. I kept it smooth and broke some rules, but this the life I chose. They say they love you till they hurt you. You know how I go. I'm getting sick and tired to close my eyes, and then the sun come up, and it's all just the same. Same old, every single day. Like, what am I supposed to do when there's no cloud, but it's the rain? Like, how am I supposed to stay in line? Motherfuckers all in my lane.